What's going on YouTube? County Gains back here again. So today we're gonna see the prime of society. Hateful women hating on a man who's super rich and trying to help the world. So this one should be legendary. It's Piers Morgan Uncensored. Andrew Tate is a misogynist. Panel debate if Andrew Tate hates women. He doesn't, guys. I'm just gonna say straight up now, right now, Andrew Tate doesn't hate women. He is not a misogynist at all, guys. It came out, you know, obviously a couple days after they canceled him, that he didn't do any of the stuff that they said he did. They were trying to accuse him of some crazy stuff. He never did anything that they said. People made up lies on the internet. They spun things different ways. So he's now getting reinstated back onto all these platforms, you know. So just let's level the playing field right there. He's not a misogynist. Everybody knows it. And, you know, if you're a guy telling your girl or a group of girls that he is a misogynist, it's just because you're trying to get laid and you're an absolute beta male loser, guys. Like, just straight up how it is, guys. You know what I mean? If you hate if you hate Tate like that, dude, you're just a jelly asshole, guys. You're a bunch of do-nothings that will never do anything in life, just hating on people like Andrew Tate, who's making 50 million every single month, guys. So let's get straight to it, guys. Make sure to hit that subscribe button for some motivation. This guy hypes me up to do harder work and work more, make more money. It's fire. Let's get it.
Welcome back to Piers Morgan Uncensored. Controversial influencer Andrew Tate Uncensored returned last night. It's been viewed over 1 million times so far on YouTube alone. His fans call him a misunderstood maestro of masculinity. His critics say he's a malignant, malicious misogynist. I think he's probably somewhere between the two, but last night, once again, he divided opinion.
I do mean what I say. If I were to see a girl on a private plane on Instagram, for example, I would assume that a man put her on that private plane. I would not assume she bought it herself.
What if it was...
Perhaps that makes me misogynistic.
What about the Afghan woman?
Well, you know, my opinion that is, guys, if anyone's 18, 19 years old, man or woman, and they're on a private jet, they obviously didn't buy it themselves. If they're under 25 years old and they're on a private jet, guys, I mean, they didn't buy it themselves, man or woman. You know what I'm saying? Especially women, though. You know, like, it's just, you know, you cannot have that kind of wealth. You know, most men in their 50s that have successful multi-million euro businesses don't have jets, guys. You know, most billionaires don't have jets. So, you know, you have to be quite careful when you say, you know, which one is which. But yeah, I mean, he's 100% right in that, guys. I mean, if I was on a private jet tomorrow, you just know that I'm probably having sex with some old man in, you know what I mean, some shady country. Like, so yeah, guys, there you have it, man.
Women.
It's nothing to do with me on any level.
You don't have a view?
I have a view. My view is that people naturally gravitate towards law and order. And if you didn't have the Taliban, you'd have different warlords operating in lawlessness. And there would be no way to prevent your store, your market stall getting completely robbed by someone with an AK-47. And people are going to gravitate towards a form of law and order. America left. They left the power vacuum, and the power vacuum is now full.
What about their treatment of women? I mean, only tonight they have banned any women from going to university.
Fantastic. Let's get the feminists to go and teach them a lesson. The feminists are so tough, and they stand up and say they can do anything a man can do. Let's arm them up and send them to Afghanistan. I'm sure they'll fix it.
Why?
He's obviously trolling there, guys. You guys, if you're under 30, you know what I'm saying, or over 30, sorry, you won't understand what trolling really is. It's just they get a kick out of people, you know, winding people up, basically.
Can't you just say on that, you know what, it's completely wrong?
Because it's not my point. I don't understand.
But it makes me think. It'll make your critics think that you don't think it's wrong.
They could ban all men. They could ban all short people.
But they're not. They're only banning women.
Correct. They could ban all short people. They could ban all people with long hair.
And
none of it's anything to do with me. So they can do whatever they want.
You know, it could be to do with a multitude of things, guys. It could be to do with their religion as well. You guys don't know. Different religions have different practices. And, you know, if you're living in these countries, guys, that's what you have to abide by. You know, if you don't like it, you can leave as well, I'm pretty sure, for the most part.
I'm not going to go to war with the Taliban.
Do you think you're a misogynist?
Absolutely not. I'm not a misogynist on any level. This is one of those buzzwords they just throw at people randomly. Yeah. Homophobic, racist, misogynist, they just throw it out at people.
It's true, guys. They throw these labels on people to try and, I don't know, like, elicit a response or whatever. Funnily enough, guys, I've never got any hate on my channel, ever calling me anything. I got 25,000 subscribers. I've been viewed over 3 million times. I never got any of that stuff. So, you know, it's basically just your popularity, your size. If you're getting called these things, guys, you know, you're probably, you know, it's probably due to you being more popular and your opinion being probably not as opinionated, you know, not as popular, you know.
I'm a 27-year-old.
Yeah, I don't know, guys. We have ads here. 1 second. What did she say she was right there? Alright, we're never gonna mind that. Let's just get into it, guys. We're not gonna mind that. Let's keep it. Let's
TV
keep it
contributor
pushing.
Esther Krakow and a...
Hold on a second.
People.
Well, joining me now is Talk TV contributor Esther Krakow and a trembling broadcaster and journalist, Jenny Kleeman, visibly recoiling in horror. Let's start with you, Jenny. He's not your idea of a role model.
Well, no, he's not. I see him as a symptom of a problem rather than a solution to it. I can understand why.
What's the problem that he's the symptom
The
for?
problem is that I think a lot of young men feel that nobody is speaking up for them. In a culture where we are encouraged to have identity politics, the only identity that isn't a good identity is a young man or a young white male. He talks in a very straight way and he gives straight answers to some questions, which I think he gives very wrong answers to. But I find him repellent. I think he talks about... He basically creates straw men that he destroys. So he will depict feminism as a particular kind of thing, a kind of man-hating thing, which it isn't.
Well, it is for some feminists.
For a small number of feminists.
I mean, there are some radical feminists who genuinely hate
There definitely are. There definitely
are.
are. But most people know that feminism is about just thinking that everyone should have equal opportunities regardless of...
Yeah, and one thing...
One second, guys. Leave in the comments down below. I don't have that much of a poll, but do you guys think that people are unequal in society nowadays? Because if it was me personally thinking in the Western world, I think it would be people like this lady here, black women that have less rights, or not less rights, everyone's equal, right? But they're more like persecuted than, or more, let's say, you know, just women in general don't have, you know, they're equal to everyone, guys. Like women, no one's going around like, this isn't like 1920 where people are just slapping women and crazy shit, you know, being misogynistic. Like, nowadays it's more of a race thing, you know, there's a lot of racial tension and stuff like that, that's what I'm trying to say. Like, so they should be talking about that rather than women and men. I mean, women and men, I mean, this is everyone's equal in society, guys. Even a race thing, like, in most countries in the Western world, like, everyone's equal, guys. Everyone has equal opportunity. I don't understand, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just don't really get the big deal, guys. Like, you don't get anything for free. I can tell you right now, man, me, myself, growing up in a rich country, I didn't get any opportunity. I got the same opportunities as everybody else, guys. I just took them, you know what I mean? I just took opportunities. Like, oh, I can go to college for free. Let me go to college for free. You know what I'm saying? Like, all these different things that I got, I just took the opportunity to do. You know, you'd be stupid not to. But, you know, that's in my country, where college is free. And, you know, certain things, you know, you're able to get and use. I mean, there's equal opportunity for everybody in Ireland, guys, for the most part, you know. I don't really know any group that's, you know, oppressed. It definitely wouldn't be women, guys. I'll tell you that much. It definitely isn't women that are oppressed in Western society, man.
We know from Afghanistan, and these heartbreaking scenes today in Afghanistan of weeping female students who couldn't go to university. And
yeah, that sucks. Obviously, I don't agree with that. Guys, here's the thing, man. Obviously, that's the dumbest thing ever. But I think Tate was doing that just to kind of elicit a response, you know?
And actually, in Afghanistan, then going out in protest for them.
That's pretty messed up, to be honest.
I mean, really heart-rending scenes, Esther, here of these young women in Afghanistan weeping because they've been told they cannot now continue their education. And then you've got male students walking out in protest. Very brave thing to do. A bit like we saw in Iran with the men protesting in support of the women being oppressed there. This is where he slightly lost me last night, Andrew Tate. There are a lot of things he says which I understand why young...
You know, that's, I mean... You know, to be honest with you guys, the whole war, you know, the whole university thing, that's an issue, right? But I think living in Afghanistan is probably a bigger issue. You could just die any day. Like, my grandma was in Africa, in Libya, during war zones, all this kind of thing, right? And, like, people were coming to her house, shooting up her house with AKs. I mean, the problem's not university per se. The problem is, like, the whole, like, the Taliban are running the show there, guys. I mean, they're a terrorist group, guys. You know what I'm saying? Like, just straight up. Like, I'm not going to fight them, though. I mean, unless you pay me a shitload, I guess. But even then, it's like, isn't that, like, the job of the U.S. Army and shit? You know, go fuck up the Taliban. Like, you know, women attending university is a small issue compared to the actual... They could get killed. People get stoned, like... People get, like, killed in the street. Just don't go to Afghanistan. I would be trying to leave that country, guys. If tomorrow they said women can't attend university here, you know, black people were oppressed here, all thrown in jail, it's a crime to be gay or black... I would be on my first flight out of this country, guys. You know what I'm saying? Like straight up, guys. It would probably make me want to leave the country. I mean, I guess if you want to fight for those things as well, that's another issue. Would I fight for them? I mean, it would probably boil down to that even. But let's say there's no hope. Let's say the Nazis are invading again. You'd probably be on the first flight out of that country, guys. If the people in power are the Taliban, get your ass out of that country as fast as possible, man. That'd be the key, you know. That's what my grandma did. Terrorist activity, ISIS were in Libya, leave the country, you know. So
men, you feel a bit lost. Why they gravitate to his confidence. He's very good at building business. He's proven it. He's made himself extremely rich doing it. A lot of what he says about masculinity and stuff, I completely would sign up to, actually. Yeah. And his confidence can help people. But when he was not prepared to condemn
these 10th century barbarians
for that, because that to me is an open and shut case. If you don't condemn it, then I'm afraid you've got a problem. And it's not about sending feminists in to go to war, as I pointed out to him.
Which I actually do think is a valid point.
Well, it's fine, but a lot of women do actually fight in the armed forces.
Yeah,
so
I think
the idea that none of them do is also nonsense.
I think he was using that to kind of attack the more extreme forms of feminism that says, you know, women can do anything a man can do. And he was using that as an example. Yeah. But I do think, you know, you lose people when you refuse to outright condemn sort of 10th century barbarians like this. But I don't think... When he said it has nothing to do with him, I think he's not willing to get into dicey territory in that way. But it's like you speak in such absolute terms. Why
do you think
not?
he's a misogynist?
I don't think he's a misogynist. No, I don't think so.
I mean, a misogynist means somebody who hates women.
Yeah,
I don't think he hates women.
I do think he hates women. I think he thinks women are nothing. I think he would not know what to do.
Guys, that's obviously proven to not be the case. If you guys watch him more than, I don't know, an hour or more than 10 minutes, you'd know that's obviously not the case. Like, this is a stupid rhetoric. I don't understand. I'm not going to be over here defending him. He can defend himself, obviously. But it's just like... This is just crazy, guys. This is just, again, another thing to, I don't know, bring people down, I guess.
With you and I, Esther, because he does not know how to deal. He gives interviews to people like you or to Hugo Rifkin. He'll give interviews to men.
But a lot of women I've spoken to about. Yeah, but a lot of women.
But he's done interviews with women. I've seen them before on YouTube, and he's very polite and respectful.
Yeah, women do. A lot of women do like him.
Exactly.
There are a lot of women who don't know him who seem to hate him. Ironically, but I'm not sure.
Of course. Guys, any hate that you'll ever get in your life, it's not people that you know, and if it's people that you know, then they're below you. Like straight up, guys. If you ever hear like bickering or they're below you. Like there's just no, they're overweight, they do drugs, they, you know, I don't know, they don't have a good career path. It's always someone below you. Hate never comes from above. Ever, guys. It's impossible because they're focused on their purpose, and it's impossible, guys. You know what I mean? The hate will come from people that you do not know. And people that are below you. Like, it's just... guys, I don't know. I've never experienced hate from someone that's, like, doing what I'm doing. Like, you know, even I'm not even doing that great in life. I work a semi-professional job, you know, and I don't even get... You know, the people that, you know, make fun of me are fucking nobodies. Like, so it's just how it is, guys. If you get hate in life, just know that the people are just nobodies. You know what I mean? People would say shit, and I've never been... No one's ever said anything to me in public, nor do I want ever that. But like, it'll come from people that just don't have any shit going for them, guys. It's never, ever, guys, ever. You know what I'm saying? And if it is, it's just insecurity, and deep down you're better than them. You know, morally as well as, you know, in every other aspect.
Sure, it's as clear cut as he's a misogynist.
I don't think he's a misogynist, and I have a brother who's probably within his target demographic, 23, and I can understand why his message would resonate with him, because it's normal. It's normal, exactly, for young men to feel like they don't have a place in Western society, and he actually makes that point. I just think when you don't want to outright condemn 10th century barbarians like the Taliban, you tend to lose your case with more moderate people. But again, we're not his target audience.
The fact that his understanding about what's happening in Afghanistan is that it's a feminist issue rather than a human issue.
I don't think he said that.
Well, no, he did. He said, send this feminists in. It's a human issue where we made all these promises to people in Afghanistan and then we left.
Well, let's be clear. Let's
be clear. I like this black lady a lot more than the white lady here. She's actually talking quite sense here, and the white lady, I don't know their names, that's why I'm saying that, but like, she looks like she's on massive amounts of drugs or something, guys. Look at these eyes, guys.
Where we made all these promises to people.
She looks like she's been up for 3 days or some shit.
We left.
Well, let's be clear. We betrayed those women.
We absolutely betrayed Biden.
Joe
as a human being.
In the way we pulled out of Afghanistan overnight, and we betrayed not only people who worked with us, the interpreters and so on,
but people
we
who
have
died
left millions of Afghan women have just been tossed back to these.
Yeah, that's horrendous, guys. Like, that's horrendous. Like, you know what I mean? That is horrendous. Like, I would try and leave the country as fast as possible, but I guess You know what I mean? That's not really. I mean, it's kind of a brick wall and a hard place, because on one case you'd want to leave, right? If you're the women and children and stuff like that. But on another case, like, you know, you could send the U.S. Army back in the military and try to kill everyone again. But, you know, it's two really bad situations, guys. It's just a really horrendous situation in Afghanistan, you know?
And servicemen who died for it. But the fact that he
but like if we send them back in, then more more people will die. It's just like, you know, but on the other hand, you want them to have their freedom. So it's just like, that's a shit situation, guys. God, I wouldn't want to be in that situation, telling you that much.
He says, it's got nothing to do with me. As a human being, it should have something to do with it. As someone who says...
No, this is one problem as well that people try and perpetrate on the internet, guys. I'm gonna let you guys in on internet business. You know, when people say shit like, you can't really take on everybody's problems, guys. Like, there's only so much emotional energy that I have for people. I have my family, my immediate family, and my best friends, and my girl. That's it, guys. That's as much as I can take. You know what I mean? You can't solve the world's problems. I'm not going to be solving Afghanistan's problems sitting here. Like, this is not going to happen. You know what I mean? And I don't really care like what's going on over there, because, you know, I do have, you know, a moral issue with it, but you're not going to find me on a boat or plane to help them, nor are you going to find pretty much everybody watching this or everyone in Ireland. They're not going to help, because we have our own issues here. We have to deal with our own housing crisis and all this shit. You know, it's very easy for people to sit here in the studio in London and say they're going to help them and all this stuff, but realistically, guys, you're not going to do shit, because, you know, that's not your issue, guys. That's probably America's issue. America is the world's police. Let them fucking deal with it. You know what I'm saying? That's what I would say.
No, I agree. I thought it was a cop-out there. But albeit, again, a lot of what he says, I could imagine if I was a young man, it would resonate with me, probably for the right reasons. I think he's trying to give people confidence and a belief that being masculine is not actually a stick to beat you with, right? You can be a good masculine person. He used to be applauded. Let's talk to somebody who I don't think is a shining example.
It's definitely still applauded, guys. Masculinity is still applauded. You know, if you need to go and take on terrorists, you need super masculine dudes that are willing to die and kill people. You know, if you need to run into if there's an old lady in the house or an old man in the house about to die from a burning house, you need super masculine people to run into that house and collect them and grab them and get them out. Most people watching this, even men, I'm a pretty tough dude, man. I don't know what I'd be able to do these jobs, guys. I don't know what I'd be able to do, you know, have big shootouts with people and all this shit. You know, in my head, maybe I would, but when it comes down to the physical, actual act of, you know, having big shootouts with people and the possibility of dying every day, going to work, you know, you need super masculine dudes for that, guys. Like, super masculine. And these guys are heroes that do that shit. So it is definitely applauded. It absolutely is. Still, guys, still to this day, believe it or not, man, you know, you won't find people that are, you know, not super masculine doing these jobs, guys. It's just not gonna happen, man. You need balls the size of Jupiter to do half these jobs.
In person, he used to be applauded. Let's talk to somebody who I don't think is a shining example of this. Joe Lycett,
who the hell is that?
Has spent the last month posturing away with his shiny moral halo about David Beckham being in Qatar and representing the Qataris in the World Cup and being paid for it. And then the Sun revealed yesterday a rather uncomfortable truth, which is that he had actually performed himself in Qatar, Abu Dhabi, and Dubai.
It's always the people that, you know, show themselves as the most, you know, philosophically deep, you know, ethically better than you people that are always double standards, guys. Like, it just is, man. You know, you ain't gonna catch me here accusing people of doing shit, because, you know what I mean, everyone has their own fish to fry. You know, always the people, this guy, it's always those people that are, it's always it, guys, because they're trying to project away the, you know, attention from themselves. This guy performed in Qatar and he's talking shit about Qatar. I mean, what other planet what planet are we living on? This is unreal.
In 2015, a series of stand-up gigs for money, Esther. Now, there's a word for this, and I call it hypocrisy.
Well, this is the thing. It's hypocrisy and it's cowardice, because he would say these things, but he wouldn't actually go to Qatar and sit on Qatari state television and say all these things. He can sit back comfortably and rage at their...
But his whole point is David Beckham shouldn't be there and shouldn't be fronting anything for the Qataris when this guy himself has taken it. And his excuse was so...
It's actually a federal crime to destroy money, so that's fake money that he's using there, guys. And I mean federal as in like the US because he had dollars there, right? And it's also a crime in Europe to do that. But he was burning dollars there, you know, or he was shredding up dollars there, so.
Hunting anything for
That's
the
a crime.
Qataris when this guy himself has taken it. And his excuse was so mealy-mouthed, Jenny. Oops, I've been caught by the sun. Well, yes, I did 2 gigs in Doha. Actually, it was 3 gigs in Dubai, Abu Dhabi and Qatar.
Look at this idiot, bro. Who the hell is Joe Lycett? Who's that guy? Complete nobody. Compared to Andrew Tate, complete nobody, guys. Although I don't know if he's comparing himself to Andrew Tate, so I take that back, actually.
I kept it secret by writing about it in my own book. Well, no one remembers that from 7 years ago.
Bro just violated him there, guys. Violation.
I was paid a few £100, not keen to say exactly how much, not by Qatar, but by UK comedy promoters who were being paid by Qatar. But it was 2015. When Qatar's laws were exactly the same about homosexuality as they are today, and that went a lot further.
What changed in the laws were there?
Back then? And so he goes on.
Stop.
And then he says, oh, no, but who should I take moral lectures from? Not from the Sun. Okay, what aboutery? It's not about the Sun here. It's about Joe Lycett's hypocrisy.
I think it doesn't look good for Joe Lycett, but I would say that they're different things. The World Cup is about giving soft power on the global stage.
So is stand-up comedians
no,
who are...
Well, hang on. He was like nothing in
So are
2015.
gay comedians going to a country which they profess to hate because it bans homosexuality. They're by going there, they are basically saying, I don't care. I'm pocketing the money. It's the same argument he used against Beckham.
I think with Beckham, it's to do with being an ambassador on the global stage for a country that is trying to elevate their profile. Joe Lycett in 2015,
if I said to you, it's the old thing of Churchill. Was it Churchill and Bessie Braddock when he said he was drunk one night? He said, "Madam, would you sleep with me for £1 million?" And she said, "Would you sleep with me for £1 million?" And she went, "Well, I don't know, Winston." And he said, "Well, would you sleep with me for £1?" No, don't be outrageous. Well, look, we already established. He said, "What kind of woman do you think I am?" We know what kind of woman you are. We're haggling over the price, right? That was a joke. But my point about Joe Lycett is he seems to be saying, I only take a few hundred.
No,
Beckham took a few million. What's the difference?
I think you have to be careful about doing this kind of archaeology about what people have done.
Yo, let me tell you something, guys. Someone paid me €1 million to go to the Qatar World Cup or front row seats to the World Cup. I'm going to that shit, man. That shit would be legendary. I know everyone watching this shit would be as well, man. That'd be hilarious. That'd be class. The World Cup final? Come on, bro. That'd be sick.
What's the difference?
I think you have to be careful about doing this kind of archaeology about what people have done really quite far in the past.
No, it was 7 years ago when it was illegal to be gay in Qatar.
It's been illegal to be gay there.
He knew that. Illegal to be gay.
I mean, that's not good, guys. You know what I'm saying? You know, that's not good. You can't ban being gay. Obviously, that's stupid, right?
In Dubai, and it was illegal to be gay in the UAE.
Once you sanction this kind of stuff, you're sanctioning it's fair game for anybody. Like all of those sports people who it's established that when they were 18, so 10 years ago, this stuff.
Rank hypocrite. Don't want to see any more Joe Lycett's moral halo, thanks. Thank you, Pat.
Okay, yeah, so they gave the most reasonable lady, you know, not enough airtime. So that's how it always is, guys. Hope you guys enjoy that, man. Leave in the comments down below. Do you guys think Andrew Tate is a misogynist? We'll do a poll in the comments down below. Which comments say yes? Which comments say no? I love you guys all, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.